I apologise. Hey, hopefully I am now live. I apologise to everybody. Basically, I got my timings cocked up. I was supposed to be live at 8 and I got the times wrong when I set it up. So hopefully you're all here. Is there someone here? Is anybody out there? Hello. Hello. Welcome to the live stream. Who's on? Hot Dog Pilot Andy, hi. Tim, hi. Ivo, good to see you. Right, apologies for the cock up on the timing. Basically, I thought I'd set it up for 8 o'clock, and whoops. So apologies. I have put a link in the description for this video for the next video. So make sure. Yeah, Ivo, yeah, terrible weather here as well, but probably not as bad as where you are. I hope you're well. And that goes for everyone, basically. I hope that everyone stays warm, stays safe, careful in the ice, you know, especially those like myself who are a little bit jittery on their feet. So be careful, one and all. I hope that everyone stays safe and well in this cold weather. But stay warm, stay in, join the live stream and tell your mate, give them a phone call, tell them there's a live stream on and we'll have a chat. So, so basically, the idea I had was that we could all have a chat and say, well, it's the new year. So are there particular models that everyone's looking forward to? Any shows that anyone's looking forward to? Any particular exhibitions or live Steam or even Modern Image that, you know, going to a same strange show on Saturday? All right, okay, that's cool. I'm going to Rainford in the northwest. Doncaster, Ali Pally. Yes, neither of those I'll be going to because the MS makes getting around both. You can imagine getting into London, then getting around London. It just, you know, it's a nightmare. I haven't even got a wheelchair yet. There's a meeting with the Pips people on Wednesday, tomorrow. So, yeah, so I'll be preparing for that after this live, and fingers crossed I get some help. Because I can't get around. It's just driving me nuts. Even at shows, I'm pretty well stuck at the table most of the time, except when I go and do a little bit of wandering to do a little bit of filming so that there's something for this channel. Oh, the sacrifices I make. Hey up, someone's messaging me. Tough. So, Doncaster Ali Pally, yes. I'm looking forward to Kendal later this month. It's the first time I've gone there. It might be interesting if the weather carries on like this. Yeah, might have to fit a snowplow to the Volvo. All right, Ivo. Well, I hope it's a good one for you this weekend. The one I'm going to Saturday is the the Southwest Lancs, the Merseyside and Southwest Lancs narrow gauge group at Rainford at the Corpus Christi church. Doncaster's a bit of a long hoof for most people, unless they're in Yorkshire, I'd imagine. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to some of the shows this year. We're looking forward to doing, like I said, Rainford is the first show of this year, and it's sort of like a little show for us. We just go along with our 009 and 7mm narrow gauge products, and then we go to Kendal with everything on the Enwins stand, and then we go to Alton after Kendal. So yeah, looking forward to the shows this year. Hopefully, I'll have a bit of help with us as well this year, but I don't want to say too much more until it happens. But anyhow, we've been talking to people about giving us a hand on our stand. So anyway, so yeah, going across the Pennine, especially when the weather's like this, Tim, it can be a little bit rough over the top. Across the Pennines. So I'm looking down at the laptop to see the comments because I can read them better there. So yeah, what about the models though? Is there anything that everyone's waiting for that they're particularly looking forward to? I have to say they are delayed, but I'm really, really looking forward to both um, the 009 and which aren't delayed, but also the Fireless from Rapido. Um, Yeah, Hodnot does have the helper poles. So does the so do quite a few of the mountain passes around here. So there's some of the models that I'm looking forward to. There are some nice stuff being planned. I mean, I've just got the Curis scale pannier. I will be doing a review on that, but we've got a layout that we're wiring up at the moment for a customer, and I'm going to use that to use the loco to test all the wiring and film the loco in motion on that, so that it's a little bit more interesting than just running up and down in a shunting layout. So that's the hold up on that. But it is a beautiful, beautiful loco. And yeah, there's been quite a few nice ones recently. Not least the Port of Pars. We've got 2 twin packs left in stock at Enwins. Are the S160. Quite a few people have said they're going for that. I'm a little bit surprised, but I can understand that. Anything from Bachmann and Hornby that everyone's looking forward to? Is there anything in the pipeline that tickles everyone's fancy? Cura scale? Hellion? Anything? Yeah, yeah. I can understand that. I can understand that, Andy. It's that loco has a real bellow to it. There's the bit proper American bellow to it. I can understand exactly why you love it. I think we've got a couple of them coming into stock. They're not on pre-order. We've got them on pre-order, but we haven't got them pre-ordered by customers. We just did a bit of guesswork, as we sometimes do. We've got lots of the Fireless due. When they come into the UK, we're going to have quite a few in stock. Just as well, at the moment, we've only got two Porta Pars, and that's the As Preserved Twin Pack. And I showed you that in the last live. And if you go to the website, you'll see the prices. Any problems with the website? We have had a few issues with people ordering on the website. If you do, just give us a phone call on the company phone number, and we will sort you out over the phone. Do not worry, you will not miss out on models because you have difficulty on our website. Any railways? So you mentioned about Real Thing. I'm looking forward to going out and actually trying to see some railways this year. I haven't seen as many last year as I'd like to, and the ones that I did go to tended to be the same ones. So I did one video at the Festiniog, I did one video at Bala, so I think I ought to try and get up to Corris. I ought to do a bit more at the Tallyclin. Yeah, Ivo. UK. Yeah, I like the UK though. They are elegant, elegant. This is, but it's very true. The German ones are big, and the American ones are just incredibly big. I know they're automated firing on the American ones, but I'd hate to be a fireman if one of those breaks down and you have to stoke it by hand. Oh, yeah, big boy. Oh, that would be I believe the 9Fs were tiring enough. But yeah, I would like to see a 9F live. That's one of the things I'd like to do. And another one I want to go and see is Vale of Rydal. I haven't done anything with the Vale of Rydal for a long, long time, and I'd like to get the drones up there and get some footage of that. So that's one of the things I'd like to do this year. So yeah, get about a bit more and try and film some more railways. Of course, that relies on getting sales, so fingers crossed for a good year of people buying models from Enwins. Ah, Ivo, I am so jealous. I would love to see the narrow gauge in East Germany. That is on my bucket list. But being disabled gives me two problems with that. First of all, if I go by plane, I've got to navigate an airport, which means I'd probably need a lot of help, or a foldable electric wheelchair. Nightmare. I haven't got one yet. The other thing is that if I went by train, I'd have to navigate London with a wheelchair, and oh, Prague. I'm so jealous. Yeah, I vote you had definitely have some good taste there in some of the layout railways that you're going to see. Definitely. I love the narrow gauge in Sweden as well. If anyone gets a chance to go to Sweden, see the narrow gauge there. They've got some really nice ones. The Hultsfred to Vastavik line is the longest in Europe, and that's a really, I've done that route, and it's on the channel actually. If you go back, we did do that railway. No, no, you're absolutely right. Eurostar are not wheelchair friendly, but because I can stand up, I would be able to sort of step up into the, fold up the chair, lift it up, and then step in. But it's, and then I've got to get to the Eurostar, so I've got to get to a station here, get on a train, get on another train down to Euston. Then I'd have to swap at Euston, at least one, maybe more than one underground, or go by taxi to St Pancras, get on the Eurostar, like you said, tight, then go. Oh yeah, so it's traveling down to London is more difficult than traveling into Europe, I think, from the northwest. I don't know what you think, Tim, but no, no, no. I'd have to sort of research the route for the journey if I was to go by train. How is the sound and the vision on the stream? Is that looking all right at the moment, folks? Everything looking all right? Also, big ask, right? Can we ask everyone who's watching this live, or if you're watching after the live, that you please click on like and subscribe, because it really does help the channel. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're hovering around 716 at the moment. Coming up on the live on the channel next week, we've got a running session with my 009 railway, which I'm now happy to show because I've done a little bit on it. And if you look back at the videos, the Christmas one has details of the bits of added scenery that I did during Christmas week on the layout. And then if you look at the next video, the Christmas video, there's more of that's the showing a little bit of in the second half we show a little bit of locos running, and then in the next video next week at 6:30, the video is basically an extended running session on that 009 layout. So I hope you will enjoy that. And then the following week from that, this time at 8 p.m, which it's meant to be, we will be live again. And the link is in the description for this video. But please do click on the like, thumbs up, give us a thumbs up, and hit the bell. Hit the drop down, click on all, and then you won't miss these, because I will post when these videos are coming. And Tim, who is brilliant, will help anyone that needs help with links and so on the channel. So yeah, so yeah, but it is worth doing. It is worth doing, Ivo. I know it's a bit out of the way, but I've got to see those narrow gauge railways in Eastern Germany before my legs completely and utterly pack up. So that's on my bucket list. Unless anybody wants to do a convoy of cars out there. Load up the Volvo and get a few drivers together. We could all go out. Because I know my dad wants to go to Germany as well. But again, we need a lot of sales before I can afford a trip like that. So fingers crossed for good sales on Enwins. Yeah, it's kind of difficult to work out how to get out to these places for me. It's not as easy as it used to be. I could either jump in the car like I did for the Sweden road trips, which were amazing. They're on my Enwins Motors YouTube channel if anyone's interested, and they do have. And I did post a video of the narrow gauge railway at Hultsfred to Vastavik on this channel. So if you go back through the videos on this channel, you will have some European, continental Nordic um, narrow gauge, and it's spectacular scenery, absolutely gorgeous. Definitely worth a visit. A little tip though, if you go in late summer, the steam locos don't run because the fire risk is too great. But the rail cars are still great, so it's definitely worth a visit if anyone's heading that way. There's other narrow gauge railways in Sweden I haven't seen. There's narrow gauge railways everywhere. I'd love to spend a lot more time traveling. So anyone that has, very happy to hear from you. And also, if anyone does travel and they get video and they don't know how to edit it, or they don't know what to do with it and they don't have their own YouTube channel, let me know. I will send you a link to Dropbox to send your video to. I will edit it for you, send back an edited version, and I will show your video on this channel. So that's an offer for anyone out there who does travel to visit railways and wants to have some of their footage shared on this channel. I will be very happy to do that and send you an edited version back so that you can enjoy your video ad infinitum. So if anyone's interested in that, very happy to do it, especially as I can't travel. Anyone who is interested in traveling around and filming some stuff for us, I am very interested, because the whole point is to share with the whole community what we love. So very happy to do that. Yeah, the biggest problem is at the moment, for me to commit to something in September this year, I'd have to have a really good year of sales. So all I can do is cross my fingers and hope that we get lots of sales. So yeah, one of the things we're working on is this, and you can't really see what it is yet, but this is a 009 or HOE loco, which runs on a Kato chassis. And basically in here is going to be a camera. I've got a load of cameras to fit to these, and basically you get a monitor as well, and you will be able to see your 009 layout in real time from a railway perspective. So you can turn the camera to the train behind, or you can have the camera looking ahead up your narrow gauge layout. And yeah, so that means you can actually do some shunting in real time. That's one of the products we're working on. The other one we're working on is we'll be doing a version of that for 00 as well. Wondering if Hornby will make some more coronation coaches. That is a thing, really. I agree with you, because we have lots of locos about, but very rarely do the coaches for the express locos come out at the appropriate time for the locos that are launched. I know on train packs, on the train sets, like the Mallard and the Flying Scotsman, they include the coaches. But I'm talking generally. If you're not at the, buying the loco is just the smallest part of it, isn't it? It's getting all the stock as well. At the moment, I'm concentrating on getting it to work. I agree with you. Andy. I think the tooling, I think the way Hornby works is a little bit more long term than some of the newer outfits. They tend to make a set of tooling and then do several releases. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if they did release another batch. I certainly hope they do, because I think that's a pretty nailed on, timeless. The locos that they sell that compatible with those coaches, I would be absolutely amazed if they don't release another batch. I haven't heard anything myself, but I don't have the inside track at Hornby at the moment. Um, I will bear that in mind for the European market. Um, the problem I have is I think there's quite a few people waiting for them in the UK, so I need to get these FPV kits regularly approaching, regularly available, and then once I'm starting to move them through, then I'll start looking at other variations. I'm working on a one-off fitment into a diesel locomotive as well, so you can look through the cab. But I will update everyone as and when we get on with those. The other thing I've started doing is 3D printing some steampunk stuff. I know, not Hornby sort of scared everyone off the steampunk. I'm not really thinking so much of the railway market. I just think having one of those on the stand will have everybody coming to have a look to see what the hell it is. And it's not the loco I've done. I've done a big blimp, one of those steampunk airships. So I've 3D printed one of those, and I'm currently trying to clean that up so that our stand has something a little bit different. Um, well, the UK not having standards in narrow gauge, to be honest, well, there are really. There's. It just depends on who you're talking to. If you talk to the people from Corris and Tallyclin, they've got a standard of 2 foot 3. Most other people are on 2 foot, um, 2 foot gauge. It really does. I think the majority of narrow gauge are 2 foot. So this is just the way it is. Um, different engineers, different parts of the country, and also the different gauges to deal with the different mountainous regions. I think that had a lot to do with it as well. So what other live steam or exhibitions or locomotives are people looking forward to? Is there anything else that you're hoping for? Having mentioned the coaches, is there anything that you're all hoping for to being released, or looking out for, or something that you're hoping to buy that's already released, saving up for, or something else? You know. So, is there anything out there that everyone's waiting for? Like I said, I just want to see some real steam this year. So I'm going to try and get to some more heritage railways. I'm definitely going to try and go to the Ribble um, steam railway. I do have some news regarding that in the future, but I can't say anything until it's all set up. But watch this space. There will be a chance to buy Enwins products at the Ribble Museum, hopefully soon. I shall explain more in a later stream when we get there. Yes, the LMR loco. Yes. £1,200 worth of locos. Oh, that's if you've got to make a choice between. That's terrible having to make a choice though. I mean, the Port of Pars, for example, it's difficult for me as a um, it's difficult for me with my uh, as an enthusiast, as a trader, you get these locos and you think, oh, now I've seen it up close, I want it. Port of Pars, the twin pack, oh my god, they are gorgeous. The detail on them is absolutely spectacular. And I can't believe we still got two left. They've sold out at Rapido, and a lot of the other retailers have, but we've got two still. So anyone who's still looking for one, the twin pack, we have them in the in number 002 in the DC as preserved livery. Uh, and if nobody buys them, I'm going to keep one because they really are just absolutely amazing. I've got a Fireless. I'm down on my list. When the Fireless comes, I'm going to have one of those. I think my father wants one as well, so that's two of them sold. I've ordered quite a few of the 009 locos from Rapido as well. Yeah, Revolution Trains 180. I've heard that's pretty good looking. Like I said, I'm quite lucky, really. My father's birthday present and Christmas present is when the evolution trains come from Rapido. I've got some LNWR ones to go with his Bachmann Hardwick, and that should make an interesting train around the Garden Railway. I should be starting to wire up the Garden Railway soon. We've just got this customer layout to finish and deliver, and when that's done, we will be turning our attention to the Garden Railway and our next exhibition layout. So we'll obviously be putting videos of the builds on the Garden Railway and the exhibition layout when we do them. So that's something else that'll be coming on the channel. So just looking at the chats to see what's being said. Are there any heritage railways that I haven't mentioned that people think I ought to make an effort to get to? I think I'd love to go to the Kent and East Sussex Railway. Not sure if I'll be able to make it that far. That's one on my bucket list. When we hit 1,000 subscribers, by the way, the Counseley and Shibon, is it? Anyway, the narrow gauge railway in Kelmsley, I did a Brazil bash video when all three of the Brazils were running. One was about to go, had to have its ticket finished, and oh, okay, Andy. So Curascale difficult to get spare parts from. Ooh, hope I don't have any trouble with my pannier. I haven't run it yet. I've only had it out the box. It looks stunning, but I haven't tried it. It is difficult for a small manufacturer, though. They get the locos manufactured for them, but their supply lines are a lot thinner than the big boys. So I've got a little bit of sympathy. I understand your point of view, but I do have a certain amount of sympathy with the people starting out in manufacturing. Hopefully it will get better as time goes on. if anyone from Scale ever watches the channel, hopefully they will see the review that we'll do on the pannier, and I have no opinion on it apart from the fact that the detail looks absolutely fantastic before I've run it. So I haven't made any opinions on it before that. Is anybody got something recently towards the end of the year that they're particularly happy with, or any? Right. Customer relations is a difficult one. We're trying to improve ours, and I apologize if anyone has any problems. I believe people have been having trouble with our website, which is why I always say, feel free to give us a call on the phone. We will always help you if you have difficulty on our website. Even if you don't want to buy through the website and you just want to use it to look at the pictures and phone us up and place the order that way, that is perfectly fine. We're very happy to do that. So we are the only stockist for the Mark Holcroft 3D printed products, and they are absolutely stunning. It's well worth having a look if anybody is. But yeah, we really try our best to do the best we can do. For I'll tell you one place I'd love to go. Talking about places to visit, I'd love to go to the Kato Museum or Railway in Japan. But that means travelling to Japan, which I'd love to do. But that's a long haul flight, and I'm having enough trouble with local travel. So that's going to take a bit of minerals as well as money. So fingers crossed. Yeah, that does look like maybe we should do one of these road trips into Europe. Bunch of us jumping into a car with all the hotels and everything planned and drive over to one of these events or railways or something. Who would be up for that? It's an interesting one. Well, and that's a big hole I'm digging for myself. But anyhow, that's by the by. Yeah, mini bus. We've got a big Volvo, and I've got a kit car, saloon kit car, which can take 4 people as well. So if there's not that many people, but minibus, yes, we'd have to have designated drivers. We'll have to have a think about that, Tim. Look into the logistics of it and see where we would go. I think there's so much to see. In terms of rail, if we timed it so that we saw a heritage railway and an exhibition on the same trip, I think that would be a trip worth doing. I don't know what anyone else thinks. Well, first thing first, Ivo. It's just an idea at the moment, but it's a good one. So we'll have to have a think about that. How many people would want to go, and also we'd have to look at how much it costs. It probably won't be this year. I can't do it this year. We need to have an awful lot of business before I can do any trips. Because Enwins 3D models and the YouTube is my only source of income. And you can imagine how bad that is at the moment. But this does sound like a good idea. I know, before we plan any trips abroad, yeah, Tim, why don't we do a trip, a road trip to a heritage railway in the UK as a first one. That's got to be easier to do, has it not? Should we look at that as the first thing to do on this channel as a group? We sort of do a group trip to a heritage railway. I could give a call to the heritage railways and see what kind of offers we can get. I'll tell you a couple that I think would be really good. The Threckeld Quarry Railway, because not only do you have the steam railway, but you also have all the quarry mining equipment there, and I think that would be a great day or trip for a group of us, and we could do the other narrow gauge in Cumbria at the same time, which name escapes me right at this moment, but you know the one I mean. So we could do the Ravenglass and Eskdale. We could do those as one trip, or we could do a Wales trip, or we could do North Yorks and Keighley and Worth. Well, that's a good idea, Ivo. Having your year planned, that's good. We do that with the shows for the trade stands, so I completely understand. So yeah, so if we get enough regular viewers and this channel builds up and the lives build up, we'll do that. We'll sort of plan a road trip somewhere where we can all meet up at a heritage railway and sort of do some filming and have a ride. I'll see if I can get a group discount, and we could sort of make that the first, channel group planned thing. So it's for all of us to get the word out so that people know to start following the lives, and then I'll know there's enough people that might be worth doing. If we could fill a carriage worth of people, then I think a heritage railway might be interested. So we can decide on the location based on, if you like, we could put some options up if we get to that point, and everyone can sort of have their say on which of the options sounds best, and we'll make that the trip as a channel. I think that would be a nice thing to do. I'd be open to ideas and open to people making suggestions where we go. I cannot blame you going to Prague, Dresden, and the narrow gauge around there. I mean, that is stunning, and the Black Forest next year. Yeah, that is a stunning list, Ivo. I have to say, there's quite a few things on my bucket list there. I definitely need to go back to Prague. So I don't know what the heritage railways are in the Czech Republic, so I'd welcome any hints on that as well. So I've prattled on now for about 44 minutes, and I've not managed to scare you all off, which is wonderful. I do appreciate everybody watching, and I repeat, anybody who's watching this either now in the live or watching at a later date, please click on the thumbs up and then click on the bell, click on the drop down, click on all. That will help the channel massively. And if you all start making a note that every other week at 8 o'clock on this channel, apart from when I'm ill, I will try to do a live here at 8 o'clock every other Tuesday, and the Tuesdays in between I will try to put a video together, either on the exhibitions that we go to, or on the layouts that we are building. So there'll be plenty of content leading up to the summer, and hopefully I can get a gang of people around and we can start assembling the garden railway, and then that sets us up for the summer with the live streams by the garden railway. That's the plan. So yeah, thank you ever so much to everybody. Thank you to Tim, our fantastic supervisor on here, our moderator. The word escaped me for a minute. And thank you all for watching and for bearing with me. We will be live again 2 weeks today at 8 p.m. UK time. So I look forward to seeing you all then. Please spread the word. We will, if this channel live stream grows, we will talk more about the idea of going to visit a heritage railway. And yes, Happy New Year to one and all. And thank you for all your support. Do all stay safe, stay warm, be very careful, not just in the snow, but more importantly, when it starts to melt and it turns icy. I don't want to have anyone here get hurt. So please all take care. And next week at 6:30, there will be a new video which is already scheduled. There is already scheduled another live for 8 o'clock in 2 weeks' time. And hopefully by the week after that, I will have another video ready to go live as well. Another video to go on to the channel at 6:30. So the next few weeks we are all set up and ready to go, and all we need is your wonderful company. So without further ado, thank you ever so much for watching. Thank you for tolerating this silly old fella with the hat on, and also thank you most of all for all your support, and I wish you all a very happy new year, the best of health, the best of luck, and every success in every venture that you try or even don't try to take part in. So again, thank you very much. I will see you all hopefully next week.